the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. Waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
I don't feel well. I don't feel well at all. I'm tired, man. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, man, I can't believe we lost. I'm not in the same boat as a lot of y'all. This shouldn't be a surprise for anybody. But I will be honest and say that all week long I've said I'm going to try my best to not say a single negative thing. All week I'm going to try my best to not say a single negative thing. I'm going to pick the Dolphins to win. I'm going to believe they going to win. I got no real reason why other than to sit here and lie and act like, hey, the last 3 wins is an indication. But I'm not surprised. What happened tonight was exactly how a lot of us should have thought it was going to go down. Albeit, I would tell you this: I was surprised that Tua didn't turn the ball over. So that was a surprise that he didn't turn the ball over. I didn't expect that to happen. I had 2 turnovers in this game, honestly, for him, but he didn't turn the ball over. Yeah, I ain't shocked no more. I'm not shocked anymore. Yeah, he turned it over on downs. Okay, I give you that. But here we are again. And we're gonna open it up. We're gonna talk about this because people need to understand my quote unquote narrative. My narrative. Because people don't even understand my narrative about this team and Tua, and people need to understand it now. Let's start by saying, was Tua the reason why we lost the game? The short answer is no. The long answer is absolutely. And I'll break that down in a moment. But did Tua have a bad game? No. Did he have a great game? No. Did he have an average game? No. Tua today was what you call irrelevantly good. Make your mistakes in a small little cluster that's really impactful, and then have some fun. Here's what I need people to understand. The reason why I'm always saying Tua is the reason, Tua is the reason, Tua is the reason, Tua is the reason, it's not just because of these moments or these games. But here's what a lot of people don't understand. Everything that you're complaining about with this team is a direct reflection of what they had to and needed to do for Tua. Let me say that one more time. Everything that you're complaining about with this team, they had to or needed to do for Tua. Everything you complaining about, everything everybody complaining about, everything other than Tua that you are complaining about, they had to or needed to do it for him. People don't understand that. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about all the issues tonight, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And while we're talking about this, it's important for y'all to understand. Nah, you know what? Never mind. Let me just go in. Let me just say it. Let me just point it all out. Let me just point it all out. Stop complaining about the personnel we have on this team when we don't have any money to make it better. The reason why Greer didn't do anything at the trade deadline. The reason why he did not activate Shaq Barrett after he wanted to remove himself from retirement is because he is trying to save every penny he can into next season, because right now We don't even have $1 million for next season. Javon Holland isn't signed. We only got 38 players on the active roster next year. And not including Holland, and we don't even have $1 million. So we're trying to save every penny we can to move to next season. So all this complaint about the roster, all the defense, all this. First of all, we don't have the personnel needed. And y'all think we do. You think that is as easy as, oh, well, Weaver didn't do a good job today. I thought he was God to y'all last week, and the week before, and the week before that. Now we talk about Weaver. Oh, the defense couldn't tackle. Who out there? Like, I watch some of these defenses and you just get nasty dogs flying around the field. They want to destroy their body to make a tackle. They don't care nothing about cold weather. They don't care nothing about heat. They just going out there putting it all on the line, and you got Dolphin players making patty cake trying to tackle with their hands. Y'all think that's just because we soft? That's because the money we invest buys soft. That's the money we've invested. So if you want the right personnel where you ain't got to look at that softness anymore, can you tell me where we going to get the money? Can you tell me where we can find the money to get those guys that don't put you in these positions? They ruthless about theirs. We crying about the circumstance that, like, and this is why I always tell people this. This is why I always say this to people. This is what y'all need. This is what a lot of y'all need to think about. Y'all need to realize this, okay? I can't get mad at Jakeem Grant for not being Tyreek Hill. I can't get mad at Zach Wilson for not being Tom Brady. But that's what y'all just keep doing. That's what y'all keep doing. Exactly what y'all keep doing. Y'all keep blaming players like they're the great players. I don't understand that. Oh my gosh, Julian Hill. You thought you had Gronk? This is what I don't understand. We act like the players and the personnel we have. Like, come on, y'all. Oh my gosh, look at Cam Smith out there getting toasted. Now he hurt. Y'all act like he's Ramsey. Now, if you want to complain about Ramsey, now you can. That's who you want to complain about Armstead looking like a bum, getting to a sack? Yeah, you can. But y'all look at the whole defense. Y'all blaming for the missed tackles. Oh, hold on. I get it now. I get it. Because they weren't missing these tackles against the Patriots, the Raiders, and the Rams. That's why. I get it. We got to stop this mess. This is why I tell y'all every time. I wasn't even negative this year. That's a shame that I'm saying this year. Like it's gone. We've gotten that bad that I got to say this year. I wasn't even bad this year. I just humbly, instead of being cocky, be like, man, y'all know what's finna happen. Look, man, he finna do this, they finna do that. Y'all know we gonna lose. I wasn't even bad this year. I spent 4 days being 95% positive about the Dolphins in this game. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. I spent 4 days being 90% positive about the Dolphins. I had no logical reason on why we were going to win. I just start saying what everybody else was saying just so I ain't make nobody mad. I start saying, yeah, but them last 3 weeks, we the hottest team. I just kept saying it. I've been on my best behavior for 4 days straight, even going as far as saying Miami gonna win this game 31-24. I don't know why I was saying it. With no reason, no logic behind it. And y'all know I like operating off of logic. Because you know what? I said I'm going to be delusional with our fan base this week. I'm going to give in and I'm going to be delusional with our fan base this week. I'm going to go ahead and be nothing but positive because they say the reason we lose is because people like me are so negative. I'm going to be nothing but positive. Until last night. It hit me last night, but I was still behaving. I said to myself, man, we know what's finna happen. So when we did that Miami Dolphins roundtable, I couldn't say I tried not to say what was going to happen. I just kept saying, we all know what's about to happen. And they said, no, TD, you hedging your bet. So if we play bad, you can be like, I told you so. And if we play good, you can be like, yeah, I told you we were going to get over the hump this time. I wish I was hedging my bet in the right way then. This is who we are, ladies and gentlemen. At what point are we going to believe it? But here's the problem. You don't understand why we are this way. And I keep trying to educate y'all on it, but y'all keep listening to these people that keep lying to y'all and keep being wrong. They just keep being wrong and y'all just keep on letting them. Pay attention and listen. You'll see it right in front of you every time. The issue with the Miami Dolphins, ladies and gentlemen, is Tua Tagovailoa. It starts and ends with him. We're in this position to cater to him. Everything we don't have is because of him. Everything we do have is because of him. You want a better defensive personnel? Then get rid of some of the weapons that he needs to look good. The only reason we don't have a better roster all around right now is because all the money we put into the things that's going to help him look good. You want proof? Can you tell me what weapons Jordan Love got around him? Do you know if we had Jordan Love's weaponry around Tua, we could have the best O-line in football? We could have 2 great corners and a defensive line pressuring? Do you know if we had Jordan Love's wide receiver core, we could have all kind of talent on this roster? But Jordan Love is okay without having this receiving core because he has all the intangibles that you need to be elite at the position. Jordan Love has weapons. He got Christian Watson. Y'all don't get it. You don't get it. Oh my God. I am not sitting here telling you can't have a good receiver, but when you got to go get 2 of the highest paid, can you tell me, like he got weapons, Christian Watkins? Is Christian Watkins better than Tyreek Hill? Yes or no in the chat? Yes or no in the chat? Can you please let me know in the chat, is Christian Watson better than Tyreek Hill? Y'all, like some of y'all are just sick to even suggest they have Christian Watson. The man got 22 catches for 450 yards this season. That's 10 games. He averages 45 yards a game. The man done been in the league for 3 years and ain't never had over 620 yards passing. Reception. Can y'all stop this mess? Can y'all stop trying to justify? He ain't even scratching Waddle. Waddle had more yards, man, like last year or the year before that he done had in 3 years of y'all. He got Christian Watson. The man ain't got no weapons. He ain't got the best of the best weapons. Man, this is what I'm talking about. Just to sit there and even throw that out there. This is what I'm talking about. Just for me to look up and see like 4 or 5 people, he does have weapons. He got Christian Watson. That's all y'all need to know about the fan base, man. This is the way they thinking. Like literally, y'all, this is this man 3rd year in the league, and the most yards he done had in a season was 611 yards. And they gonna say this man, this year he had 622, he had 611. Last year he had 422. This year he had 450, which means he's on pace for about 650. And y'all got the nerve to say Jordan Love got weapons? You see what I'm talking about, y'all? See, I'm just trying to wake y'all up to the truth. If you go look at what the Green Bay Packers are spending on their wide receiving core, it would blow you away compared to our receiving core. And you wonder why we can't have a better, well-rounded team. We have entered the rob Peter to pay Paul stage of the Miami Dolphins, and it's all for Tua Tagovailoa. Why? Because they know they got to have Tyreek Hill here for him. And some would argue, well, Tyreek ain't doing much, and we still, because of his presence on the field, you don't see all these double and triple teams. That's why everybody getting wide open in these raggedy zones. That's why Jonnu Smith keep going off. That's why everybody catching passes now. Go ahead and get rid of Tyreek, see what happened. You think you losing to the good teams now? We're going to go right back to losing 50-10. They have to have Tyreek because of Tua. And you got to have a compliment like Waddle because of Tua. And this is what some of y'all don't understand. And if we go life without them, then y'all going to be complaining about, man, these receivers dropping passes. They not getting open. Just like you were doing with Jakeem Grant and Devontae Parker and Gesicki. With Waddle. That's your prime example. You had Waddle, Gesicki, Parker, Jakeem Grant, and all y'all did was complain. Oh, they dropping passes. They not getting open. Barely separation. All while our guy wasn't accurate like that. He wasn't accurate like that back then, unless it was the quick little check down that they had him running all the time. Y'all will never understand. And now, y'all, that was just my whole little spew on all the missed tackles, because you can't afford a better defense. And now let's go over to the offensive line. Oh, but the offensive line is the top 10 offensive line in the NFL this year. Y'all forgot about that? Oh, the only reason they're top 10 is because Tua gets the ball out quick. Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is? The only reason they're top 10 is because Tua gets the ball out quick. I've been telling y'all that. I've been telling y'all this whole line ain't as good as y'all think. They playing a little better in some cases than I've been like tonight. I saw some plays where I thought they held up very well for him. He was holding the ball like 7-8 seconds and making a throw. But when things don't go well, it's the O-line. I ain't heard the O-line mentioned in 3-4 weeks. Tell me I'm lying, ladies and gentlemen. Have we heard a mention about the O-line in 3 or 4 weeks? Have we heard anybody say something negative about the O-line in 3 or 4 weeks? But every time we lose, now we want to talk about the O-line. 5 sacks? Well, Tua need to stop doing 360s in the pocket. It is a cardinal rule. You don't do a 360 in the pocket, or you pay for the consequence or make it work. And the reason why y'all don't care is because sometimes he do it against the bum teams and he get out and extend the play and make a throw. Oh, look at two extended plays. Against the Rams, the Patriots, and the Raiders. We're going to get back on the O-line, but let me read some of these super chats, man. Another case of stats not telling the full story. Tua stands will say he didn't turn the ball over, but he had 2 big turnovers on downs. Those should count as QB turnovers. Also, stat padding at the end, too. Man, I done already went on Twitter. Tua killed the narrative. He played well. I'm done. I ain't arguing with these people no more. Only on this channel. I'm not doing it. TD, what did you do before YouTube, and how did you climb to the corporate ladder so fast? Advice for a youngster. Before YouTube, well, several things. So I had a merchandising business, but that was always there on the side. I was a teacher whenever I left corporate America because I was tired of corporate America. So I taught for a little bit. While I was teaching, because I didn't want my wife to have to, because she's a career woman, but I didn't want her working while she was carrying our child. So I was security. I did security overnight, and then I would get dressed from the security job and then put my formal clothes on and go teach during the day. So I had 2 jobs at that time. While I was doing that, I actually started my channel, by the way. So I was working 2 jobs, had a merchandising business online, and then I started my channel. Like, if you go to my first stream ever, I was working overnight security, leaving there, going to be a school teacher right after. But before all of that, I was in corporate America in insurance. I was in management, climbed the ladder from college. I was actually a line staff in the sales department. Excelled at that, became one of the best, and then start getting promoted, supervisor prep program, then the supervisor program, manager prep program, getting in the upper management and CALG department. If you don't know anything about corporate America and CALG departments, that's like the department of continued improvement, where you're basically taking everything the company's doing and looking at it with a microscope and trying to make things more efficient and better. So I was in that department for a while. Then I came back and I just got tired of it, honestly. So that's whenever I said I'm gonna let my merchandising business, carry me. Plus, I want to go teach. So I decided to teach, and then I started the channel. And then from there, the rest is history. I stopped teaching because I was kind of like a home dad too. I was living off of my retirement funds at the time while I was taking care of my child, because I've never trusted daycares and stuff with my kids. And like I said, my wife was a career woman, so I would just I'm willing to do whatever at the moment. So that's kind of how it all went, like from a timeline. I know that was all over the place, so that's kind of how it was. So now here I am. Thank God every day for the blessings that he's given me with this platform to be able to do so many different things that have blessed me and my family and continue to on a scale that I never thought was actually possible, believe it or not. So yeah, that's what I got for you. All right. Thanks for asking, man. I like telling that sometimes for other people that may need to hear it. All right. Where we at now? Tough loss tonight, TD. Your mod's way too sensitive. Yeah, I might have to actually for the first time delete all the mods because they out here blocking people that say we suck and stuff. They know that ain't how I get down. Here is a different. Josh Allen receivers make a combined $12 million. Tua receivers make over $60 million, and he still can't get it done. So you're right, TD. Why are people surprised? See, here's the deal, Gaming with God. This is what people don't understand. I try to make this an educational channel with my entertainment or whatever you want to call it. I am trying to help people understand every piece of the pie in one. But sometimes most people, they can only comprehend like one or two at a time, and they don't see how that slice over there is affecting this one. They can't put it all together. I'm talking, I know this team's money situation, contracts, skill level of players, scheme fit, what teams will pose a problem, which one should be easy, matchups. This is why this is the 5th year that I said, this is the game. And you know what? I was poking my chest out 4 weeks ago. Remember 4 weeks ago when I start telling y'all? Every year I tell y'all which game it's going to be. It's the Green Bay game. And every week I kept reminding y'all that every year I tell y'all which game it is. The reason why is because this year I want y'all to remember that I've been calling this every year which game. You know why I know? Because I know the matchups. How did I know the matchups? I knew we weren't going to be able to stop the run. How did you know that? We've been stopping the run well lately against the Raiders, the Patriots, and the Rams. Like, why is that so hard for y'all to understand? Green Bay got a solid O-line. Did you see Zach Zeeler today? Chop Robinson? All this raving last week, and I'm like, yeah, this is good for a rookie. But what did I tell y'all a few days ago? Yeah, but can we see him do that against Green Bay? See, y'all getting excited about Chop. I don't care nothing about a rookie who ain't showed up all year having a big game against the Patriots. Didn't I tell y'all? I said, can we see if they show up against Green Bay? Because I know the matchup. I mean, I already knew they ain't finna show up against Green Bay. Jordan Love finna be back there caking. Jordan Love finna be caking back there. This is why I told y'all, man, Chop Robinson, man, it is so Dolphin. Chop have a good game. Oh, yeah, is it time to say we were wrong about Chop? And I'm just sitting there in the back of my mind like, I just don't understand. Like, we're the most reactive fan base known to man. They are taking this performance by Chop Robinson against the Patriots with a rookie quarterback who hold the ball extra long all season and saying that Chop has arrived. And I tried to be positive. I said, well, this is good for a rookie to be doing this. I'm happy he had this kind of game. Hopefully it catapults him. But, let's see if his name is brought up against Green Bay. I even went out on a limb to say, even if he don't get sacks, can you get some pressures on Love? Like, I didn't even know if he was on the field or not tonight. I didn't know if Calais Campbell was on the field or not tonight. I didn't know if Zach Zeeler was on the field or not tonight. What happened to everybody? Green Bay is what happened to them. Because if you study the matchups, you would know what games you're going into, and it's going to be a problem. You would already know. So what are we supposed to do? You know, we need a better D-line in. We need a lot of stuff. But you can't, because they put all that money to continue to make sure Tua can get over 300 yards a game, whether it matters or not. They put all that money in Tyreek, Waddle, Armstead, even gave most of the little raise. Even gave Alec Ingle the raise. And the biggest travesty of all, giving Tua the money himself when he needs all of them. So that's why I told y'all it was a package deal in the offseason. I said, let me say this. If you see Tyreek get extended first, then Tua's getting paid. And if you see Tua get paid, then Tyreek's getting extended, because it's a package deal. They're going to do, I told y'all this in the summer. I said they shouldn't do it, but they're going to do it. And when they do it, they're going to lock all of them down, because they have to. They know that they don't want to look at life without them. They don't want to look at life without Tyreek and Tua and all of them together. They want to be able to kick this can along and be able to use games like this to show you, well, you can see Tua not the issue. We just need to do better. We got to figure out how to retool. Ladies and gentlemen, they finna lie to us for the next 3 years about retooling. Every year we're going to have a different form of players sprinkled through the roster. Think about it. Last year, we got rid of a lot of them and sprinkled a whole bunch of new ones. Same thing going to happen this year. They're going to cut some of them because they can't afford the salary, and they're going to sprinkle some new ones. And guess what? Some of them new ones, they're going to be less than what they're getting rid of. They're going to try to do it in the draft, but how the draft working out? Anybody heard from Channing Tindall, by the way? No, real talk, though. Has anybody heard from Channing Tindall? Somebody educate me in the chat, because I'm like, genuinely, I don't know what happened to him. Is he hurt, or is it anybody heard from Channing Tindall? Anybody? Oh, what I thought. Cam Smith. He was out there tonight. Wasn't he getting smoked all over the place? See, this is what the media do. This is why they keep lying to y'all and making y'all believe what they want you to believe, just for the sake of Tua. Fangio was trying to tell y'all. See, first Flores was trying to tell y'all, but the media and everybody else made him look like the demon of all demons. They made him look like the demon of all demons. But then Fangio came in. Now we got a real coach. They turned on him real quick. And Fangio tried to tell you. Fangio tried to tell y'all. Y'all, we don't ever want to listen. You know why? Because it's all about Tua. And let me tell you, it's games like this that makes them stronger. And here's why. How dare you blame Tua? See, this is what I'm talking about. Look at what he did today, and this guy is still blaming him. They'll use that, and the people that ain't thinking bigger picture and not hearing this stream of all my logic of why, they're just like, man, that clown. And they don't understand the bigger picture of all of this is the fact that the reason why we have the roster we have, the reason why everything is made the way it is, was to just all for Tua. All for Tua. Why do we have to go cheaper everywhere else? So that we could pay the people around Tua. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Name two players. Real talk. Name two players right now that are active, right? Because really, I should be able to say name four or whatever that are making more than $10 million on the defensive side of the ball. Ramsey, an injured Chubb. You got two players on the defensive side of the ball. What y'all think about that? Hold on, I got you. Zach Zeeler making 10 on the dot. You got 3 players. Well, 2 of them that's active right now. You got 2 defensive linemen and 1 corner that you value to pay in those terms. I want y'all to think about this. Remember we were paying Jerome Baker like 12 something? You know how much a good linebacker costs, right? None of our safeties. Javon Holland ain't showing up either. Look at where your money is. I want y'all to think about that. We not invested in this defense. We are not invested in this defense. It's not going to get better, ladies and gentlemen. Like people in their mind, all right, well, we got banged up. You know, we were injured. Now we're going to use that excuse for the second year in a row that it was injuries and we got banged up. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be our norm. We got a quarterback always getting hurt. We got all kind of players that's always getting hurt. You can't use that as an excuse. And I want y'all to think about it. Well, we'll retool next year and we'll just start. Ladies and gentlemen, we got $0 right now for next year. We're going to try to carry this $18 million from this year over to next year. When it's all said and done, it's going to be 15 because we got banged up today. He going to have to go sign a few more players. We're going to carry about 15 over. And within that 15, we ain't going to be able to keep Poyer. They're going to restructure Tua's contract yet again to clear up another roughly $24 million or something, my math said, and add some voidable years to the contract and more bonus money just to try to figure out how to make it work around him again. So we're going to get ourselves up to around the positive 50 million mark because they probably going to cut Chubb. They're going to get themselves all the way up to maybe like positive 50 million, knowing we ain't got no money the year after that either. And with that 50 million, they're going to need to go sign 20 more players on the roster. And moving forward, you won't have Chubb anymore because I think they really going to cut him after this year. And you ain't going to have Holland. And you're going to go shopping. Well, first you're going to go in the draft and go screw up even more like you continue to do. And then you're going to go, and by the way, they're going to take about 10 million of that for the draft. So they'll have about 40 million to fill 20, well, let's just say 15 spots because you're draft picks. And now we're going to sit here and say, oh, and I know Chris Greer, he'll go get like a $15 million player that's a really good linebacker or something. Oh, we got one of the top. Now, this is what we've always been missing. All right, but you still ain't addressed the fact that you don't have a safety now. See, it's always going to be Jenga with this team moving forward. Because you can't go get the 4, 5, 6 players you're going to need to say, okay, now we ready for war. Because you're going to need more than that 50 million. Guys, we got a lot of problems on this team. Also, is Armstead playing next year? We've already hit our ceiling, ladies and gentlemen. We peaked. We peaked 2 years ago. I feel like 2 years ago was better than last year. Even though we crumbled down the stretch, I felt like we were better at the beginning last year than any time. 2 years ago than any time. But we've already peaked. But that was 2 years ago. See, I think the bar is here. And when McDaniel came, he did this. Went over that bar. And then the year after, he went down to the bar. And now he like this. This is where McDaniel is. We done peaked. And every good team in this league done figured out our peak. And people won't understand the game we just played. Green Bay gave us everything they wanted us to have. I'm telling you, that's been part of the game plan for a lot of teams. Bend but don't break. Get all the way down there. We're going to get in the end zone more than y'all. We're not going to worry about the deep ball. When the last time y'all seen Tua throw a go route? When the last time y'all seen Tua throw a deep pass more than 40 yards? When? People don't understand there's an entire element of the game that we can't even use. The actual deep ball, we don't have in our arsenal. 4th and 1, we don't have in our arsenal. Just show too high. That's all you got to do is show too high, bail out about 40 yards, and keep everything in front of you. What is it going to give up? It's going to give up those 15 to 25-yard intermediates all day, but the field's getting shorter and shorter. And now we ain't got to back up too far because the end zone's behind us. Now let's see how well you play. You don't think it's crazy that every time we get in the red zone, the only time we score is on an A-chain screen or flick back inside to him where he running through blockers? We don't have nothing going in the end zone. Y'all don't notice we really don't do that much other than when Tua improvised to the sideline and threw one to Tyreek in the end zone that time. We don't have a game where we're 1st and goal at the 7 where we could throw the ball, bam. Like, we don't have that game. Like, I'm not saying we've never done it, but we don't have that in our arsenal like that. When this field shrinks and we don't have a deep threat, we scratch our head. It got to be the run game or a screen. We scratch our head, especially since that little teardrop to Tyreek don't work anymore. It worked one time, and people like, the throw of the year. It ain't worked ever since, and they done tried it 10 times. Let me move it on. The Jets tried to get Rodgers weapons, and it ain't working for the Jets either. But I also try to explain this to people. It's not about the weapons in the NFL. That just hides bad quarterbacks. That just makes bad quarterbacks look competent. And by the way, I'm not saying Tua's a bad quarterback. Tua's a good quarterback. He just ain't good enough. He's actually a good quarterback, just not good enough. And that's the problem for Miami. And I told y'all this 5 years ago, right before we drafted him. I said Tua the type of guy that's going to be good enough not to be good enough, and it's the worst quarterback you can have. Why? Because he's going to do enough to where you never feel like you should cut him, but he ain't going to do enough to where you really can win. But you'll always have like, oh, man, if we could just figure this out like around him, you're going to always do that because you've come to accept his limitations and said what he does give us is enough, though, in your mind. So now you want everything around him to be perfect so that it could work. So why y'all expect everything around him to be perfect, but not him? Like, I want y'all to really think about that too. A lot of y'all don't think about that. You don't require him to be perfect, but you require everything around him to be perfect. You know why? Because when he ain't perfect, you make excuses. But when everybody else ain't perfect, you take a poop on him. You get on them. Y'all act like it's one person that's making every mistake on the field. No. Malik Washington made one mistake all game, muffed the kick. If Tua make one mistake all game and fumble, it was just one. But Malik Washington, he killed the game. See, that don't make sense to me. Tua can literally fumble the ball and lose it and go put up 300 yards. No mention. I mean, he ain't perfect. It is what it is. Malik Washington, muffle punt, he the devil. He ruined the game. The tides turned because of him. Y'all expect everybody around Tua to be perfect, but not him. Well, newsflash, ladies and gentlemen. With his limitations, what he can do, he got to be perfect in. But he ain't. But y'all won't recognize that he actually has to be. I mean, y'all want him to be perfect? Yeah, because y'all not even factoring in the things that he can't even do, that we won't even try as a part of us being limited. So what he can do, he got to do it almost at a perfect clip. We ain't gonna get it, man. This league, you can't live off of your weapons. You need a balanced roster. You need a balanced roster. What that does, it gives you, even when a guy gets hurt, it still gives you a good, solid team around everybody. And it also allows you to have the necessary depth, better depth, higher quality depth. Y'all just don't understand the money that we're spending on these receivers and certain guys. But we also know if we don't have them guys, who is Tua? And that's why a lot of y'all don't care about what I'm saying right now, because y'all know we have to have them. We have to have them. Like, look, and this is what I'm saying. Look at Herbert, man. Ladd McConkey is a good receiver, but come on, compared to our receiving core, not even close. And people trying to compare stats. Well, just like today, Tua had a better game than Jordan Love. Have you lost your mind? Jordan Love cleared Tua today with 10 times less. But Jordan Love had running back help. Man, Jacobs had 40-something yards. They were actually throwing the ball when I thought they should have been running. But that's how you do it. When you got a quarterback who has arm strength, can get the ball outside the numbers, can make every throw. And Jordan Love missed one early in the game that should have been a touchdown, deep ball. He overthrew the coverage. Something Tua rarely does. And when I say overthrew, I mean down the field, not like overthrew like too high on a 15-yarder, like Tua was doing. The weapons, I'm telling y'all now, man, if Miami want to even try to have a chance, they're going to have to move on from Tyreek next year. But they just locked them down for more guarantees, and that's what's tough. Man, every solution we can't even do because how stupid we were this offseason giving all them money. That's Chris Greer. You should have never paid them all. All of it just to try to prove that you were right about Tua. Yeah, listen, man. Anyway, we can't even have a better roster, and people don't understand that. Amanda said the inability for Tyreek to do his thing is stem on Tua or McDaniel. This is clearly Tua. This ain't even a McDaniel thing here. Because first of all, McDaniel can call a play, right? When I'm watching all 22 film, they're double and triple teaming Tyreek. We got to first of all come to the realization that ain't Tyreek's fault. That's just us force feeding it on the first read him even more, which ain't smart, right? But here's the problem. This is what I've been telling people for 2.5 years now. We got a Bugatti and can't even drive at the full speed limit. I mean, like say the Bugatti go 300 miles an hour. Just, I don't know how fast the Bugatti go, but this is just an analogy. Say it go 300 miles an hour. We can only drive it 200. That's our problem. People don't even understand we're not even able to utilize Tyreek's full strength. Why? Because I don't know if Tyreek ever caught a pass over 40 yards in stride. Outside of like those end zone ones, I'm talking about open field, 20-yard line. We got to go 80 yards. Tyreek caught it in stride, 55, 60 yards down the field and running for a touchdown. Like when you get Tyreek Hill, you think that you're going to get one of those every game. You would think that you would get one of those every game. We can't even utilize Tyreek Hill's true deep threat. We utilize it from a scheme standpoint of be the deep threat, which opens up all the underneath. Or be the deep threat, and when we throw it, you can come back and get it. And on rare occasions, you might get one in that 40-yard range in stride. But Tyreek's supposed to be taking the top off defenses, man. But we don't even try it because our guy ain't got that arm. So to talk about the inabilities of Tyreek Hill lately, we need to start discussing the fact that he has never been let out of his full potential. Tyreek Hill has never been able to actually show you his full potential. He's just doing all that underneath and intermediate very well for us. And when the deep ball does get thrown, he gonna identify where it is and come back and get it. That ain't his fullest potential. There ain't no reason Tyreek Hill ain't got 20 touchdowns every season. 20 with 2,000 yards. Are you kidding me? But we don't talk about that. We don't even want to mention that. It's crazy to me. These are all the things that we don't even want to mention or talk about. Because why? It makes Tua look bad because of his limitations. Y'all don't understand. We had to pack everything we do into this little box. We only can do the things that he can do well. We will not explore anything else because, and it makes sense, but people don't realize how limited that box is. So if anybody get up in that box and infiltrate it and know what to do, we can't go outside of it. We can't. We can't, and people don't get it. They want to ignore this stuff. Nobody can sit here and tell me Tua chucking the ball 55 to 60 yards, scrimmage yards down the field. I don't care about no air yards. Oh, well, it was in the air for this long. No. Be on the 20-yard line and throw the ball on the opposite 20. Be on the 20-yard line and show me that you can throw the ball to the opposite 20. I've probably seen that one time his whole career. I probably need to go look up the weather report. It probably had like 50-degree wind going that way. But yeah, man, and people don't get that. Well, Tyreek got his best, stats under Tua. That still don't change the fact that he ain't unlocked to his true potential. Tyreek got more in the tank. I mean, his tank going empty while he with Miami getting older, but his game should have been doing way more than we're exercising. That's all I'm saying. But again, we never talk about that. We're not allowed to talk about that because it's just the narrative. Hopefully that answers your question. This isn't a McDaniel issue. It's a limitation issue of Tua Tagovailoa. If you really want Tyreek doing his thing, you give him a quarterback who got a cannon and he'll be getting touchdowns all day. Then he'll be eating in the intermediate all day. Then what they doing to him right now, double and triple team, would never happen. Oh, man. Oh, man, where am I? I think I'm behind. The inability. Okay, there it is. All right. Y'all had 2 years in a system that took the league by storm, like the Jets defense. Neither made changes afterward. Teams studied and adjusted to both. No lies told. Go Pack Go. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, TD. It could have been better, bro, but it's all good. Family was all great. TD, if you need a pro head mod, I'm here for you. Appreciate you, DF, but that don't make sense. Why you're not already a mod. You are. You got it. I see what you're saying. I don't know what you mean by pro head mod. It looks like the AFC playoff picture is set. It's closer. Hey, TD, as an up-and-coming YouTuber, how do you get the motivation to sit behind the camera and sit and hit record after a long day? I love making sports content, but it's hard to find motivation. You got to ask yourself what you're doing it for. But first of all, I don't record. I just go live. I hit the button and go live and I start talking. But what makes it easier for me, which may be a little unfair to you right now, is look at all these people in here talking with me. I'm not talking by myself. You're talking to me right now. Me and you are having a conversation. It's not your traditional conversation, but you just asked a question and saying something, and I'm talking to you. So I'm having a conversation. It's really easy. So here's what I would say as a piece of advice. First of all, the motivation piece, you got to want to do it. And you got to ask yourself, are you doing it just to do it? Is it a hobby, or is this something you want to do to take over from that long day of what I'm assuming is work? And if it's something you want to do to take over that, then you got to find that motivation no matter what. And you got to go live every chance you get, every piece of news that Dolphin fans want to hear your opinion about. Even me, I fell off in that category. I got to get better at it, which I am. I got a plan I'm putting in place to do so, because I'm dealing with a lot on the back end off camera in a good way. And y'all will know more about that in about a month. And I just don't want to talk about it now. But yeah, you got to want to be that guy. You got to want to be that guy. You know, tomorrow, whatever comes out, go talk about it. But I go live, and it's always helped me, because guess what? One person might be watching your live and they put that comment in the comment section. Read it and talk to them about it. Read them and talk to them about it. Then somebody else might be comfortable to give their thought on something or disagree or agree. Read it and talk about it. And now God has blessed me to the point to where I can just continue to read super chats and talk about it. I don't even have time to read the regular messages anymore, because so many people send their opinion via super chat. And what they're really doing, not only do they want to have a conversation with me, but they're also blessing me because they enjoy what we're doing. Like your message right now, you put $10 up. You could have put $2, but you chose, hey, you could have put $1, but you chose, hey, I'm going to go ahead and shoot TD10 because you enjoy it, or you're looking up to what I'm doing, or whatever it may be. So it makes it real easy after a while, but you got to want to do it and put the grind in right away, bro. Shake that hard to find. It ain't hard to find. Just do it. You ain't nothing to find. Just hit the button and go live. Nobody watching. A day later, you look at it, 3 people watched it. That's good enough. Keep going. Eventually, 5 people will watch it. And then 7, then 13. And be proud of them 13, man. People that watch your video. Guess what? You got 13 watching now, and 1 person finally left a comment. Treat that comment like gold. Talk to that person. They took their hard-earned time, after a long day, like you said. to even write whatever they wrote you. I disagree. Oh, no, hey, talk about it. And eventually you're going to gain friends. And you're going to have conversations. And they're going to come around more often because they like the conversations y'all have. Next thing you know, you're going to have a good problem to where you feel like you're neglecting all your friends because you got so many now. So you can't respond to all of them anymore. And you feel like you're neglecting them. And some of them will leave because of it. I mean, I have people who've been rocking with this channel for a long time that I rarely see anymore. And some have messaged, you don't really communicate as much anymore. It's a good problem, but that comes because you start getting so many friends. So you got to want to do it first. And if you do, you ain't got nothing to find. Just start. There ain't nothing to find. This ain't hidden. All right. Hopefully that helped. Let's keep it moving. Bring back the open panel. I'll talk about that in a little bit, Miami. This team wants flash and dash, not the ground and pound that wins playoff games. If I was GM, run Derrick Henry 4 times and see where you get. LOL. Yeah. We are a finesse team. We're not physical. We're finesse. And I used to tell people that, we were physical today against another finesse team. Let me see. Let me pull that up. All right, that's cool. All right. Also, keep in mind, this is the worst the Bills will be for the next 4 years. Coleman, Shakir, and Kincaid are only getting better. Division is ours. I agree. It reminds me, like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay when he had his weapons. Buffalo, you do like everything I just said to y'all the last 30 minutes. Buffalo actually is the ultimate proof. Look at all these quarterbacks that do, and Mahomes already proved it with no weapons. Just because they go get him a little extra help now and stuff like that, he already proved it with nothing last year. Now look at Josh Allen right now. Look at Jordan Love right now. Look at Lamar Jackson continuously. If you really want to be honest, they added a running back, but that's not act like this man ever gets like this elite wide receiver core. Now he got some weapons now, but look at what he had to deal with all this time. So when you really look at it, man, you need well-rounded players up and down the roster. That's how it works. Tony, they have an O-line that block. Again, I agree, and we don't. But why don't we? Because we're putting too much money to make Tua look good. See, this is all I'm trying to say to y'all tonight. This is what I'm trying to get through to y'all. No matter who you want to blame, they are a reflection of all the money we're spending to try to make Tua look good. However you want to slice it, well, we need to be better on the O-line. Well, can you give me the dollars to do so? Where are we going to get the money to do it? So we're going to get a good O-line and go back to Devontae Parker, Jakeem Grant, Waddle, and Gesicki? Is that what we're going to try to do? You think Tua's going to, because the stats going to drop in half that he putting up with McDaniel. And then when you add some losing on that because he can't rise to the occasion without guys like Tyreek now. So even if you get a better O-line, y'all going to go right back to complaining about the receivers. Oh, man, we need a running game. Thank you, Gar Gallant. Said you do a great job here, TD. Lots of fans of other teams hang out here for your takes. Man, we built a big family. I'm a Dolphins fan, but I'm a football fan too. And we got fans of every team rock with us over here, man. And I love it. I love it. I mean, listen, man, we got 1,300 people watching right now at almost 2 a.m. 800 on YouTube and 500 on Twitter. So I just love it. We had 3,800 people watching tonight at one point. 3,800 between YouTube and Twitter. 3,800 people watching this game tonight with us at one point. Late in the third quarter or something like that, it was 3,800 people. So it's all a blessing to have. All I want is to continue to grow our family over here. That's it. All right. That's all I want to do. Also, keep in mind that this is the worst. He already got that. People bragging about Tua's stats already, 46 attempts, is not a good thing, even if it comes with yards. Yeah. Listen. Almost every single one of them completions were uncontested. Quick stuff over the middle, uncontested. If Mahomes had the Dolphins' weapons, he would put up 2013 Manning stats. No lies told. And here's the funny thing. This is what nobody want to talk about. If Tua was the Bills quarterback, would they be looking the way they looking? I mean, I want y'all to think about all this. Without these receivers and stuff, but if Josh Allen was over here with Miami, man, I hate to say it too. Let's be real. The style of play that Tyreek has doesn't fit any offense. Eventually, teams gonna let you run verticals. Mike McDaniel was a one-trick pony. Yeah, but could you imagine a Tyreek Hill linked up with a Justin Herbert? That arm? Come on, man. I couldn't even imagine that. Tyreek Hill with Justin Herbert. I ain't talking about the big receivers. I'm talking about just stretching that field, getting downfield, and Herbert just throwing a bomb. Like, I'm just saying, really utilizing Tyreek's 1,000% full arsenal in his tool belt. Using the whole thing. Who had no, I'm not gonna add that. I'm trying to figure out what did the Green Bay Packers struggle with tonight. Did Green Bay struggle in any aspect of the game tonight? Somebody saying middle of the field defense, really? Where was our middle of the field offense in the whole first half and for the first part of the third quarter? I'm going to tell you now, when you go watch the All 22, go watch how they played defense at first and then watch how they did it in the second half. In the first half, they gave you all the little shallow and flats. At the halftime, the zone was trying to cover the flats. They should have never adjusted, honestly. They just adjusted to that. They were trying to cover the flats, so they switched up their defense, and then they start leaving the middle of the field open. Now, there were times in the first half where the middle of the field was open too, but Tua, for some reason, was misfiring. Yeah, they ain't gonna touch Jordan Love. See, Jordan Love, the type of quarterback like give me protection over weapons. I do what I do with the rest. And he made some throws tonight, y'all. Outside the numbers, poised, patient, firing, outside of that first quarter deep ball that he overthrew. I don't know if he messed up on another pass that I remember. There were some drops. There were some drops I remember. Tony, football is based on fundamentals, not talent. You said football is based off of fundamentals, not talent. You're wrong, in my opinion. It's based off of both. It's based off of more fundamentals than talent. But talent and fundamentals is where it's at. You can win with talent, but you need fundamentals to actually win on the next level. Playoffs, all that good stuff. So here's the thing, man. There's still a chance to make the playoffs. We got to win out and get some help. And when I look at our schedule, because here's what I think is going to happen. We're going to be in a position where we're going to think we have hope again. You know how I'm always talking about matchups, the teams we don't match up well with? This version of the Jets, it's a nightmare for Miami. But they, for some reason, haven't lived up to any of their billing this year. Like I'm telling y'all now, I've been silent about this all year. How we match up with the Jets, they have all the advantage. But for some reason, they just haven't played to what I don't get it. Man, I'm going to tell y'all now, I still think the Jets are a really good team. I just don't get what's wrong with them. But I'm going to tell y'all this now. If I'm going to be 100% honest with you, we might drop another one. In Miami, I'll be there with Richie at our event. I'll be there. We might drop another one at home, y'all. We'll see. I know from a matchup standpoint, it's worse than Green Bay. Like real talk. But they just haven't played well. So hopefully we get that version of them that haven't played well. If we get that version, it won't matter. We'll definitely beat them. But they're a much better team than they seem. They just haven't been able to put it together, and I don't know why, but we'll see. What QB would you want in the college pipeline? First and foremost, Cam Ward. Number 2, Shador. That's it. Can't get him, though. Can't get him. Not likely to get him. This year QB draft is weak. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, we might even collapse down this stretch. Y'all think it's gonna be easy when we go to that below 30 weather in Cleveland with Jameis Winston? Is that what y'all think? Is that what y'all think? That Cleveland game gonna be easy too? In that cold weather game? We gotta go to the Texans. 49ers gotta come to us. And then we finish out in cold weather versus the Jets. Last game of the season. Cold weather. But hey, maybe we win 2 or 3 in a row and half of y'all come back and tell me how much of a hater and how bad of a person I am. Or maybe we wait the next year and we start 5-0 or something like that. And all of a sudden, this team, that team is different. Until we get a franchise quarterback, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to always have something to blame. Until we get a franchise quarterback, we're going to always have something to blame. It's that simple. And what is a franchise quarterback? A quarterback that no matter what the circumstance, no matter the time of year, the game, the opponent, you feel like you legitimately have a chance to win. So if it's negative 50 degrees and you playing the Ravens or the Chiefs, you feel like with that guy, you got a chance to win. That's what a franchise quarterback is. No matter the circumstance, you going into war knowing you got a legitimate, confident chance to win. I'm about to get out of here because I really want to see Tua press conference on the podium. Because last time I saw him on the podium, he had the utmost confidence in his eyes. Oh, I get to go kill a narrative. I just wonder what he had to say. Wonder what he had to say. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We got Wake Up and Ball in the morning at 8:30 a.m. So y'all come through, check me out on the morning. Wake Up and Ball. All right. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Fans up no matter what. No matter what, obviously. I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all get y'all some rest, man. Thank y'all for hanging out so late with me. We back at it tomorrow, breaking this down. Love y'all. Peace. I'm out.